Well, hello, my pickles, my snowflakes, my turtles, my no matter what club members, and my Goldilocks. Are you all here today? Do you have your little cup of coffee? It's January 3rd. It's a Friday. Have you exhaled yet? Yeah? Is it working? Good. So now the undoing begins. If you got into some trouble over the last food season run that we had, is this now when you make your pledges? It's January 3rd, it's a Friday. That would be really great. And then that would avoid a messy Monday, right? Or are you still working on completing, getting rid of all of the things that were still around after Christmas and New Year's? And now, you have that Yankee in you like I do, where you can't throw something out, even if it's better for you in the trash than it is in your gut. I hope it all goes well for you. I know that this ends up being my favorite time of year. It's just that, what is it called? Fallow? When you let a piece of property go fallow, where it just kind of like regains its nutrients and gets a little break from the action. That's how this feels to me. It feels like cleansing, good, a time to step back. I always think of Labor Day as my, entrance into the new year, but I always think of January and February of just times to reestablish, what's going on? Where is it that I want to go? What is happening? I'm one of those that just loves an ordinary day. I wake up, I have my wonderful coffee right here. No longer sweet, but it does have either ghee, butter, or coconut oil in it. And this one's selection is ghee, and I love that. And then I have some Keto original creamer. The vanilla and the hazelnut are sweetened with, I think, monk fruit, and too sweet for me. I'm not doing sweeteners anymore. Never did I think I could give up sweeteners. Diet sodas weren't something that I was into, but gum and sweeteners are the two biggest non-scale victories of all of the work that I've done since I entered into the low-carb, high-fat plan. That was probably about 6 years ago. So the no sugars and grains exited right away. And that was a great, great feeling. I never want to feel that bloated, beached whale, always hungry, always clock watching, craving kind of place that had me in. That was, to me, that was the standard American diet feelings, just always plugged into when was the next. Never ever thinking that I could ever feel full or satiated, not beached whale full, but just the content with that satiated feeling that just eating meat gives me. Never ever did I believe it. And for those of you still doing keto, that's great too. I hope it still works for you. It began to give me the not going to work for you anymore, girly feelings a while back. And so no regrets. Okay, so it's 2020, and I know that you'll hear all the same things, like how is that for clarity and all of that kind of stuff. What is it that you want to work on now? When I do accountability coaching, it's always, let's work on one thing for now, and see how that goes. Let's get established with that. Most of you are familiar at some point in your life with diving into the January 1st, that's it. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to clean out the closet. I'm never going to eat that again. I'm going to lose 15 pounds by Valentine's Day. You start making all those promises. I'm going to go to the gym, the one that I've been paying for the last, 12 months since last 1st of January. I'm actually going to go this time. I'm actually going to take that class that I was always afraid of. I'm going to get rid of all my old clothes. I'm never going to have those foods again, even though I said that before. I know this time I really, really mean it. Yeah, I've lied to myself a lot about those sort of things. And so if you're one of those that has done it that way, feels that way, and this time of year does that to you, welcome. You are no different than so many of us here. And a lot of us get to our older years, our more senior years. I'm 69, almost 69 and a half. And we get here a day at a time, a decision at a time, a choice at a time. And so if our lives were all about making the best choices, we wouldn't be here, would we? There's absolutely nothing that could keep me from something that I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat it before. I had no power of courage of convictions or something like that. I would get something fixated in my mind, and that would be it. Now the pizza seems to satisfy a lot of that for me, and for that I'm very happy and glad, because it used to be that I wanted sugar, I wanted starch, I wanted white flour, white sugar, white flour, just unbelievable things. Alcohol was one of those. I gave it up and moved forward. I guess I was totally ready. And I guess I was totally ready with the sugar and the grains when that came time. Like I said, 5 or 6 years ago, I've lost track. All I know is that it was great because then I could busy myself with low carb, high fat, and then keto with a little bit more under 20. I remember being low carb, high fat and wondering how can those people do that with under 20 total carbs? How could they possibly do that? And so I watched the keto under 20 for a long, long time, wondering how they did it. And then I did it. And then as a keto person, I would watch the women, especially doing carnivore, and saying, how could they ever do that? How is that sweet little old lady right there doing carnivore? Oh my God, that would just tickle me to death when I'd see some older woman say, nope, I'm eating carnivore now. And I would just look at her and say, nobody would ever, ever picture you doing just carnivore, and all of her non-scale victories. It would be great. It would be great to watch her and hear her. And now here I am, one of them. I know one of the best non-scale victories is the solid sleep. I am so grateful for that. I have some nights where, like, I'll wake up to pee after about 5 or 6 hours, and I'll have a wee bit of a toss and turn, but then I go back to that solid slumber. Oh my God, slumber, what a delicious word that is, isn't it? To go to bed and sleep right through. There are some times with carnivore that I am just boundless with my energy, and so I go with it. That's how it is with the Uber and Lyft driving. I've got tremendous energy from eating my OMAD mid-afternoon and just having that pretty much hunk of meat. I still have eggs in the pizza, but I've lost my, so far, sometimes I think, well, wouldn't a nice, cheese omelet, cream cheese and cheddar cheese or Gouda, that smoked Gouda omelet, be delicious? And then I gravitate back over to the beef because I know it's going to do it. It's what works. I don't know, maybe next week I will have that omelet. It sounds so good. I used to love those omelets, and it's legal with carnivore, so there could be a little bit of variety. Maybe I'll just plan that. What do you think? So yeah, this is the time of year when you can make the big decision, and I always talk about this. The big decision is that's it, no more diet soda. And then after that comes the choices, because you will always be presented that choice at a party, at a restaurant, even in your house. Is it diet soda today or is it mineral water? And you're given the choice. Well, if you made the decision, no more diet sodas, then I guess it's going to be mineral water, please, or maybe tea or maybe coffee, something like that. Yes, your liquids do get lessened, your choices, when you make that decision not to have diet soda anymore. You already know, it's just like smoking. This is not new news. There are things in there that probably aren't good for you. And one thing is that it might maximize your appetite. It might leach calcium out of your bones if you're an older woman. Osteoporosis isn't a cool thing. I've got it. I know. I've done some, medical things, some injections. I will never go back and do them again. But, I did do them just to, just shut up the doctor, because every time I went for my annual, it was always the lecture. And, like, I don't know, as if like I would crumble into this, ball of jelly. I don't know. Who knows? I haven't had my bone density yet this year. It's usually a February thing, to see if my meat food plan is working. I hope so. It's a great feeling. So I will continue on. I've made the major decisions, I think most of them. And from that, then when presented with the choice of honoring the decision or not, I'll have to come forward and say, no, thank you. It's a cool thing. It gets easier each time you do it. Each time you relapse and say, okay, I'll have it. Yeah, I'd like a glass with ice, not the can. You're re-inviting the slippery slope into your life. It may not seem like it at the time. It may seem like the only choice you have is to have that diet soda, but it's really not. You know that. And even if there's not a drop of water at that party, you can go without something for a little bit. There's got to be, a coffee, a tea, or a drop of water, or go to a convenience store and go get one and come back. If you've made that decision, same thing about other things like artificial sweeteners, or keto-fying something, or having keto desserts, or fat bombs, or any of the things that you may still be having that just could stall your emotional progress. I've put on weight since I've been eating carnivore. Do I like that? Well, no, but I feel so much better that I wouldn't trade one non-scale victory, not one night of slumber, for the half a pound that I seem to put on every month. This isn't fun, but it is what it is. And maybe it'll stabilize at some point. Maybe I am eating too much. Maybe my body was hungry for nourishment. I don't know. We're all snowflakes that way. We're all n equals 1. Who knows? But I know that the decision I've made to eat to satiety and feeling content works. I go the whole next 23, 24 hours without even thinking about what I could eat. It was funny, I was on a Logan run with my Uber driving, bringing someone up to Logan Airport, and at 6:30 is usually when my belly, my gut says, you're hungry. You're hungry. It's like digested everything from the meal that I had the day before, like 15 hours before, and it says, you're starving. And I kind of go through it a lot of the days of the week. It's kind of funny. I don't give in to it, but it happened on my way to Logan, and I was just kind of chuckling, because it's like, oh, you picked a fine time to be gurgling and telling me you're hungry, and I'm still gonna ignore you. So, get in the back seat with the passenger and don't give me any lip. So that's my deal. I'm happy, I'm content, I'm satiated. I'm not trading this program in. I'm not going back to sad eating. I don't even want to go back to keto because it just irritated my stomach so much. I didn't want it to. Seriously, I loved my veggies, and they carried me for the years that I thought I was eating the right stuff. But then they turned on me. It wasn't fun. So that's my deal, and I hope you have a wonderful Friday, January 3, and putting it together with giving up what it is that you said, come January, I'm giving that up, and you work on it. Just do one thing at a time. Don't be crazy. That's what we do to ourselves. We just think we're going to do it all, and then we have burnout by the 17th. You don't want that. So enjoy your day. Thanks. I'm glad you're here. Bye-bye for now.